Support Shoot is brought to you by Rock Island Armory, manufactured by ARMSCOR of the Philippines.
Welcome once again to Sports Shoot, Bolo.
Thank you, Butch. We're back again here.
The last time we were talking about your very successful staging of Tax Expo and your plans of putting this on the whole year round in several venues, as a matter of fact, aside from Metro Manila. Now, there was one thing I failed to discuss with you, and I think this is very important for the industry and for you, and this is the fact that you've changed your corporate identity and also your enterprise, if I may put it that way, from just being a firearms and ammunition manufacturer to something else. Can you first tell us, what is your new name now?
ARMSCOR Global Defense.
Okay.
To make it very clear, it's quite simple. We abbreviate it now as AGD. What does ARMSCOR Global stand for? We plan to go and sell our products, manufacture products, import products, and represent other companies in various defense products or industries. No? For example, we may not stay alone with rifles and ammunition. We might go into rockets, or we might go into grenades or high explosives. This will develop in the future. We're planning to go worldwide, which we are. We are already in 65 countries, but we are known mainly for sporting arms and ammunition. Now we're going to start going into their governments, selling to their police departments, selling to their military. This is not an easy task, we realize that, but it's a much, much bigger market. When we talk of sporting arms, it's a big market. Sporting ammunition is a big market on a worldwide basis. But when you go to defense, it's 10 times that, okay, maybe more.
Can you give us an idea of your manufacturing concerns right now in the Philippines? How many people you employ, and what are your plans?
We employ quite a bit of people. We're employing close to 2,000 people when we put all the companies together. I want to say only one thing, maybe before we go very far, that you interviewed me 4 years ago because I said I retired, and I'm only chairman emeritus today. And my son on the next meeting and the next week, I'm hoping you're going to be able to interview him for his visions on the future of our company. But yes, we are going into defense. We believe that opens up our market more. It makes us less dependent on so many government rules and regulations. And it doesn't go just for our country, but for every country in the world. No? So we are now penetrating 65 countries. We have representatives or some kind of relationship with 65 countries. So we want to expand that even more. We still haven't moved into the African nations. We have not yet moved into the Middle Eastern. We have some Middle Eastern, but not all of them. And South America is the same way. We have some South American and Central American countries that we are supplying, but we want to be able to go to all the countries, because they'll tell us, no, but they don't allow the sale of guns. No. Why? The police cannot buy guns? The military doesn't buy guns? That's what we're going to do. We will have our own assault rifle also in time. It's going to be put up. We're going to have 3 different pistols, so that they're not going to tell us, but you don't have striker fired. We are coming out with our striker fired very, very soon. We are coming out with a new, what we call the Rev, which is a pistol that will have, it will be a hammer fired, but it will be an enclosed hammer fired. It will not be an exposed one. And then we have, of course, our standard and our most popular, which is the 1911 platform, or the 1911 type pistol, of which we have many calibers now. We start with the 45, but we make 40s, we make 10 millimeters, 9 millimeters. We make it now in 380 and 22 LR, 22 Magnum. It's coming out. 22 Magnum is new, and our most recent, which came out 2-3 years ago, is the 22 TCM, which is the most popular of our calibers, the most popular of the pistols we sell today. Everybody wants to buy a 22 TCM.
You are in the States. How extensive is your presence in the U.S.?
Yeah, well, you know, U.S. is a very, very big market. Okay, so we are working with almost every major distributor today. We are bringing our products now into what they call the box stores. The box stores are smaller chain stores, and many of them are dealing with not just firearms and ammunition, but some are in sporting goods, some are even in agricultural products. We have been finding out that many of the box stores, as we call them, are all over the United States in the rural areas. So that is a new market for us, and we're building that up. Many of them have already given us indications that they will be carrying our products either very soon or within the next 4 or 6 months.
ARMSCOR Global Defense is your
That
name.
will be our corporate name. Yeah. But we will not give up the sporting side. Huh?
Okay.
We're not giving that up. We are just adding the defense side of it.
And you've gone a long way since Squires Bingham, so many decades back.
Yes, yes.
Can you give us
That
a
is
little,
my father
give our viewers a little background of this Squires Bingham thing,
Yeah.
your beginnings?
Yeah, well, real quickly, my father bought the Squires Bingham Company in 1941, just before the Japanese invaded us, yes. And of course, during this, very quickly, during the Japanese occupation, we weren't allowed to do anything in terms of guns. And at that time, it was only sporting guns, only for hunting. And mainly for hunting. We didn't even have IPSC. We did not have, you know, shooting competitions and things like that. So it was purely for hunting, shotguns, 22 rifles. Some people bought handguns for their homes, you know, for defense, like that. But since then, after the war, my father, of course, was importing at that time, and we found that was the biggest item we had in the whole store. We were a department store, by the way. And so in the whole store, it was the firearms and ammunition that was the most popular part. It outsold the whole store. So my father said, if we're going to go to manufacturing, because of the dollar allocations and all that at that time, dollar restrictions, let's manufacture firearms, and then later on, 10 years later, let's do the ammunition. Yeah.
Well, Bolo, thank you so much once again for joining us here in the Sports Youth segment of Business and Leisure, and all the best to ARMSCOR Global Defense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Sports Shoot is brought to you by Rock Island Armory, manufactured by ARMSCOR of the Philippines.